Hello Watch Fam, I'm the Chirpy Panda. Today we are having a first impressions and unboxing the AVI-8 Spitfire in Oxford Blue. I went a little bit crazy during the Black Friday sale and bought a whole heap of watches actually, and this one came first, so decided to opening it, get a bit of first impression and introduce you to the AVI-8 brand. Coming right up after this intro. AVI-8 is a relatively new brand, started only about 8 years ago in 2012 with obviously aviation as the brand inspiration or brand, I guess heritage if you can call it that, where they basically combine pilots and engineers based watch design around the world, and this specific model that I'm looking at is called the Spitfire. This is the Spitfire Type 300, which basically pays tribute to the prototype Supermarine developed in the 1934 according to their website. This was a design of an aircraft, a fighter aircraft that was famed in the World War II and draws inspiration from the cockpit of the Spitfire, so taking the clear-cut legibilities of the gauges and readouts of the aircraft. So as I have in front of me, it is an AVI-8, and as you can probably tell, AVI-8 as in AVI-8, very smart little brand name there. AVI-8 Spitfire in Oxford Blue. So let's crack this bad boy open. As I open this, there is a canvas green box that comes with this. So this is basically shipped from Amazon like this, but you can obviously you can buy directly from AVI-8 on their website. So on top of this is, I believe it's leather, I'm not 100% sure, with the logo embossed on it. AVI-8 box is canvas made. The stitching feels pretty good, but that's basically it. But we're not here for the box, are we? There's a little button here. Very, very military style. So it's got a very military, I guess, aviation look to it. And ooh, look at that. That looks pretty good, eh? The blue really pops. Now keep in mind that these type of pilot watches, as I mentioned before, this Spitfire is modeled after, or should I say inspired by the Spitfire aircraft, the cockpit of it and the dials, how everything's really big and legible. And I'll run through the specs in a bit, but let's just quickly check how it looks. So this is the watch, I'll put it here for now. Obviously it comes with a little tag, and that's their website. The American one is AVI-8.com, I believe. Oh, is it US? Not sure actually. And to wind your automatic watch, so you can either hand wind or movement. So it is an automatic watch. Leave that bad boy there. In the case, there's a little kind of spongy. It's got a little indent for where the watch is, and I believe. Oh, cool! It comes with a wipe that is branded AVI-8. Very nice. I'll leave it in here. I'm probably not going to use it. Silica packs, very good, and I believe warranty card. Yep, warranty card. Oh, it actually says it. The 2nd of April 20 was when this AVI-8. And here we have it. The granddaddy. The crown looks kind of big. It looks really nice how big it is. It's one of those big crown based watches. I like it so far. Once again, it is very legible. Now let me run through the specs real quick. So once again, this is the AVI-8 Spitfire in Oxford Blue color. When you buy it on the website, it does come with this metallic strap as well as a leather band. And oh, hang on, where's the leather band? Okay, I'll have to ask for that. The leather band's not here. Funny, it's supposed to come with a leather band, so I'll ask for that. It looks like it's been missing, and it may not be the AVI-8 store's problem, probably the seller's problem. Okay, anyways, the case diameter, the case size I should say, is 42 millimeters. The case thickness is 13.6 millimeters. Lug to lug is 50, and this is the reason why I bought it, because I've got a 6.5 inch wrist, and I think the maximum I can carry, and this is probably not true, or maybe it's true, I don't know, is about 50 millimeters, and this fits just right. I'll have a wrist check later on. It has sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, and currently it is using a Miyota 8215, I believe, movement, which beats at 21,600 beats per hour with 40-hour power reserve. The lug width is 22 2. It also weighs 160 grams, which is kind of heavy. Getting all of that out of the way, let's rip off the plastic, my favorite part. I remember last time I bought the Invicta and told me to just do this, and I didn't do that. And I spent a lot. Oh, hang on. Now, so far, my feeling of the bracelet is that it is really, really solid. It feels solid just as I'm touching it. It doesn't like jangle and rattle and stuff like that. Well, a little bit, sorry. Actually, now that I removed the plastic, it's not as solid as I felt. The reality sinks in. They might have cut corners on the bracelet. At least it is. The claps are milled. And let me take this one. Ooh, oh, that feeling. I feel like I want to do it again. Can you reckon I can? Oh, that feels so good. And would you look at that? That's absolutely stunning. You see how clear that? I can actually see the camera from the reflection. So it's supposed to have anti-reflective coating, but does the coating work very well? I am unsure. This dial is very pretty. Everything's very big because it is a pilot watch. So the point of a pilot watch is that during flight, or as when they're flying, they want to look at the time and see things really quickly, really easily. As such, they're generally oversized watch. So if anything, it goes up to 50 millimeters, the diameter. This is only 42, so it's actually kind of relatively tame for what it is already. So this 42 mil dial is basically entirely dial, and as you can see, the numbers, at least the index, is like in white, so it pops really, really well. I can see a small set. Oh, it's already moving. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wind us so that at least is. Oh wait, hang on. Is it a? Oh, sorry, it's not a screw down crown. Used to like reviewing dive watches and they always screw down crowns. Actually, some of my field watch, like the Seiko Sabo, the Alpinist, is screw down crown, whereas this isn't. So I'm just gonna give it a quick screw. So there's a small seconds here, and the first, if I pull it out, second stop, so it's hackable. Oh, hang on, is it stopping? Oh, it's not hackable. Okay guys, it's an A218 and it's got a custom, and I didn't show it before, it has a custom rotor which is extremely pretty, but it's not hackable. Huh, for a pilot watch. That's a big letdown. I mean, look, I'm not going to be flying any planes anytime soon, but still, the appeal of a pilot watch is that it's very, very functional. It has to be very accurate, big, legible dials, as well as indexes, and hackable, because you've got to time it properly. It's not hackable. Anyway, so it's a push-pull crown. The first position is obviously date. Yep, date. First move, and the time. If it, when I turn it, it's got a little bit of resistance. Very interesting. The winding action is satisfactory. I like that feeling of it. So I'm winding it right now. If you don't know what the hell I'm doing, I'm not scratching this case or anything. Having said that, the display case back is very nice, very, very nice touch. And the unique rotor design for this movement, obviously after the Spitfire aircraft, is also very, very nice looking. I like it very much, my friends. So this is obviously my first impressions. After I wear it for a couple of weeks, I will do a full in-depth review. Now, going back to the bracelet, it feels very solid, but at the same time, how would you call it? It feels like, I believe it's solid links, but it feels hollow at the same time. I don't know how to say it. And the end links are solid, so that's a plus. A lot of the times when you buy a Seiko or any like kind of cheaper sub $300-400 watch, they've got hollow end links, and that's obviously a negative. This one's very good. The finishing is, from what I can see, is very nice. So on the side here, it's brushed from left to right or right to left, so sideways. However, when you go to lug, I don't know if my camera can pick it up, it's kind of brushed downwards. So it's like, because it's in line with the bracelet, which is also completely brushed in one direction. So that's very nice. The bezel is brushed as well. So there isn't too much polish other than the crown. The crown is high polished, but it is unsigned. I wish they signed it. Having said that, the logo AVI-8, they probably need an icon for a logo to sign there. But can you see this very subtle kind of like embossing there? I believe it's supposed to symbolize the wings of the aircraft, and that looks really special, you know what I mean? And they've got this kind of like rivet looking holes and a straight line cut through here. I believe that's also to symbolize you know, how the planes are put together back in the days, where they're put together with rivets and two parts are joined together. Cool. So the collapse is milled, and this is a welcome departure from generally the press collapse. But this feels very rough. Can you see how it's like it just stands there? This little, it's very rough. So I'm not sure I like that. I think I need to somehow break that in or something. The push buttons are good. It feels solid enough. Let me check it on my wrist. I haven't sized that yet, but let me check on the wrist. And voila. Keep in mind, I do have a very slender wrist at 6.5 inches. Having said that, this 50 lug to lug I believe fits okay. It doesn't look too shabby. It is obviously not adjusted just yet, and I still need to get that leather band. I'm very disappointed that I didn't get it. I don't know how I missed it completely, but I believe it looks pretty good. Let's do a wrist roll. I like that brushed bracelet look. For the price, I think the bracelet is just right. It is definitely better than any Seiko bracelet you can ever get. And I say Seiko largely because I think most people have a Seiko somewhere, and they can probably appreciate how it could potentially feel. So it feels well for me. I don't feel like it wears too big. The dial is obviously very big, but I don't feel like it wears too big. I forgot to mention is that I don't know if you can see it, but because it's kind of like a domed crystal, everything pops inside because the numbers are applied, and if I believe it's applied, yeah, it's applied, and it sticks out a bit. But the middle, which is the, you know, the middle, the inner circle is the best way I can describe it. It's kind of recessed into the dial, so this kind of got a little bit of separation there. So I really like that. But so far my impression is very positive. The missing band thing is probably a seller thing, so I won't blame AVI-8 for that, and it wears very well for me, especially for such a big watch for a very slender wrist. If you have a bigger wrist than me, I think I'm actually 6.25 inch. I don't think I'm even 6.5 inch. I'm like a tiny ass dude. So if you have bigger wrist than me, you'll be completely fine. And obviously if you got 7-inch wrist or above, it will actually look probably way better. So it does look slightly big on me now that I look at it like from afar, but I reckon I'll rock it. I don't mind it. I'm gonna rock it. But that's it. That's my first impression of the AVI-8 Spitfire in the Oxford blue. Let's turn the camera around. Welcome back, guys. So that was the AVI-8 Spitfire in Oxford blue. As you can see, it is an absolute stunner of a watch. Just looking at it, I kind of feel like I just have to put it on. I gotta jump around and do something, not just be at home in front of a computer. I feel like I need to be a pilot. No, just kidding. It is an amazing looking watch. For the price, I forgot to mention how much I got it for. I got it for about $340 in Australian, maybe $10 delivery. It was from another seller on eBay that bought it from Amazon, so it came in an Amazon package. I think he just didn't like the look of it, or maybe it was too big for him, because it is a 42mm watch. It may not suit everyone. I like how big the crown is. I just noticed how sexy it is. So for the price, for about $395, it is okay for $395 US, but from what I got, 300-ish Australian, which is about 260 US, I feel like that's a bargain. I think that Black Friday was a 30% off, so if you can wait for a deal, this is definitely something you should pick up. Look, I'm gonna wear it for a couple of weeks and then I'll give an in-depth review, but my first impressions is very positive so far. The size is not a deal breaker. I feel like a lot of people will probably check it to see whether the size is a deal breaker. I've got slender wrist, 6.25 inch wrist, and I feel like I can pull it off. I believe I can. Maybe I'm optimistic, but from the footage that you guys probably saw, it doesn't wear too big, purely because the lug to lug is only 50mm. So I don't think you need to worry too much about that size. Having said that, it is a very big dial. So it really just depends whether you are okay with a big dial, because the case itself is not that big. The lug to lug is not super big. 50, it's on the cusp of it. Any bigger, it'll probably hang over my wrist. If you're used to wearing a 38mm case size, smaller dials and stuff like that, this might be a no-go. Having said that, it's a pilot watch. It's supposed to be big. You're supposed to be fully legible. I don't know. Can you see it from this angle? Yeah, you can probably see it from that far away already. It is beautiful to look at. That's my first impression, guys. That's my personal opinion of the watch. And I think in a couple of week you'll be able to see the full review. But otherwise, if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. I post reviews of different watches weekly, so check it out. Leave a like if you think that you enjoyed this video. Leave a dislike if you didn't, obviously. And leave a comment down below if you've got the watch and whether you could rock it. Tell me your wrist size. Send it to me on Twitter and Instagram. Follow me down below, by the way. And if you want to check it out, I've left the link down below to the AVI-8 website so you can buy it directly. Otherwise, you guys have been amazing. I'm the Chirpy Panda, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!